Never lose hope. Never stop fighting. Democracy is worth saving.
And
It will
democracy
only be saved
spoke.
if we all fight for it. There are still,
We did. And it was saved.
More than 100 million of us who still believe in democracy.
I do
even
too.
If it didn't go the way you expected tonight. Don't despair. Keep up the fight, especially you young people. The future is still in your hands. Good night. Good night, Sam.
Good night. Unbelievable.
No, believable.
Totally
I bet on
unbelievable.
I bet a lot of money on it, or a substantial amount.
Man, I just can't believe that many Americans
don't agree with you.
Trump another chance.
Yeah,
I just can't believe it.
Yeah, did you see Kamala ever speak?
I can't wrap my mind around it.
I know, because you're dumb.
Guys, I don't have any comments on the keys, so you can ask as many questions about the keys as you want. I didn't develop them. I'm not an expert in them. I don't have any comments on the keys. You're going to have to wait for my dad for that. Unfortunately, it's just terrible news.
Excellent news.
My thing is, Donald Trump tried to overturn the 2020 election.
No, not really.
In my mind,
he said, go peacefully and patriotically and make your voices heard.
I know that everyone here will soon be marching over to the Capitol building to peacefully and patriotically make your voices heard.
That is not trying to overturn the 2020 election, trying to get to the bottom of whether or not there was fraud. And today we found out very recently that the Chinese had a scheme to distribute fake driver's licenses to people so that they could vote for Chinese foreign citizens that were living in America, expats, so that they could vote. That is something that Kash Patel put out the other day. So why don't you shut your yapper?
Heart and minds of Americans should be disqualifying automatically. And I just can't believe that many Americans were like, you know what? Let's get him back in there.
Yep. I went out of my way to vote for him, and I used to vote Democrat. That'll tell you what I think of the Democrats.
Wrap my mind around that.
Because you're dumb.
Man.
Keep talking.
I don't know how this happened.
Maybe you didn't take things into account because you lack the IQ.
Yeah, someone just said completely dumbfounded. That's the way I feel. I don't understand why so many Americans believe in this man. I just don't get it.
Because he did good last time he was in office, even though the Democrats did everything they could to
that worried about immigrants
overturn. Yeah, actually, because what it is a ploy by the Democrats to gain a permanent electoral majority by giving them amnesty, and then they'll vote for them for perpetuity, and it'll be a one-party state. So
I can't wrap my mind around it.
Because you're dumb, as I said.
Oh God, I just saw RFK Jr.'s face. Holy shit, that dude's gonna have so much power.
Good.
Elon Musk is gonna have so much power.
Good.
Holy shit.
Who do you think we want to have? Kamala Harris? Not Tim Walz? How do you think that would have worked out?
I think we need to push back on this. There's no guarantee to free speech on misinformation or hate speech, and especially around our democracy.
Fuck, how?
God, I love watching this little meltdown that this guy's having because he is so transparently stupid or caught in a little cultist mindset.
RFK Jr. is an anti-vaxxer.
No, he's not.
I don't get it. It seems like people just don't care about facts or reality, or
like the Hunter Biden laptop was the work of Russian disinformation. Like if you get the vaccine, that you will not get COVID and you can't transmit it to anybody else. You mean facts like that? Is that the reality that you want us to subscribe to?
They want to believe what they believe, and I don't get it. I just don't get it.
Meltdown a little bit more.
Dude says, Sam, what do you think went wrong? I think the first thing that went wrong is they kicked Joe Biden out. I think that's the first thing that went wrong.
Yeah, because you had an even stupider candidate and Biden had dementia.
I honestly believe that. I knew that was a mistake. I felt like that was a mistake. I felt that to my core. Now, what if Joe Biden won? I don't know, but he wouldn't have done any worse.
Yeah, actually, he would have.
Right? That's the thing. Would Joe Biden have won? I don't know, but he wouldn't have done any worse. Literally. People keep saying, what about mail-in ballots? Mail-in ballots have been counted. Not all of them, but the majority of them. They've been counted. This isn't 2020. It's a very different political and voting landscape. 2020 was the anomaly, not the norm. A lot of states already counted mail-in ballots. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. I don't know. I thought the women were. I honest to God thought the women were going to save this election for her. Honest.
Save the election? No, they saved the election for America by voting for Trump.
Yeah, I really did. I thought women were going to come out in droves and vote for Harris.
Another great prediction.
I'm just feeling very confused right now. I'm just like, how? Why?
For all the reasons that I
guess
outlined.
People really, really don't believe this time around he just won't do this same I don't know. Like, they really don't believe, you know.
Do what exactly? Explain. Because all of the allegations, all of the fake impeachments over BS are just that deep state operations in order to maintain control and prevent an outsider from enacting real change. But you, my friend, have too low an IQ to grasp this concept.
He'll try to create a fake slate of electors. I guess they really think that he won't try to, you know, do a quid pro quo with the president of Ukraine.
Yeah, well, you know that Joe Biden actually did a quid pro quo, but because he's deep state, they completely allowed that. $1 billion. You don't get the money if you don't fire the prosecutor.
So they said they were walking out to press conference. Said, "No," I said, "I'm not going to. We're not going to give you the $1 billion." They said, "You have no authority. You're not the president." The president said, "I said, call him." I said, "I'm telling you, you're not getting the $1 billion." I said, "You're not getting the $1 billion. I'm going to be leaving here." And I think it was 6 hours. I said, "I'm leaving in 6 hours. If the prosecutor's not fired, you're not getting the money." Well, son of a bitch, got fired.
That's literally a quid pro quo. And people, by the way, they do quid pro quos all the time. You give me this, I'll give you that. What do you think that deals are?
Like, I guess they just don't think that. I don't know. Or they don't care. Maybe that's it. They just don't care. But
maybe you're just dumb. Kaboom. Kaboom, boom.
What happened in Georgia?
What did happen in Georgia? It was too big to rig.
I don't get what happened in Georgia. I don't get how you go from Biden winning Georgia to Kamala Harris losing Georgia.
Because she sucks, because the Democrats suck.
Everybody's saying get some rest. I just can't believe again. What the hell did that guy do to deserve a second chance?
Impress America. Run against a dementia patient. Run against a retard. Kamala.
His lead is growing in Pennsylvania.
Take that, Sammy.
But do you agree with a man months and months ahead of time saying that election's rigged? For years saying elections are rigged.
You don't think that they could have rigged it?
Entire country.
Do you really believe that after everything that they did to try to destroy Donald Trump and take down his first term, that they would not have rigged the election? The media on their side, colored protests in the street, all the George Floyd stuff that they exploited and with COVID lockdowns. Do you think that that was unintentional? It was designed to remove Donald Trump. Do you really think that they would have allowed a fair election if they had the ability to manipulate even 1% of the votes?
Should be disqualifying in the heart and minds of everybody. That alone. just vocalizing that our entire system is rigged against him. That should be the biggest red flag possible.
Well, it kind of is, and there's lots of evidence of it.
Equivalency between Hillary Clinton or Stacey Abrams. That's all BS.
No,
That's
it's
all
not.
Propaganda talking points. Look at the facts. There's no equivalency between them.
They both denied that they lost, especially Abrams.
You know, these ideas of what now, what's the long. I can't think that straight. I don't even know. Honestly, past right this moment, I can't see. It's darkness. It's black. It's full of shadows. I don't know. And obviously, I was fucking wrong.
Yeah, you were.
I sat here for
Subscribe to the
months
channel.
and months and months saying that Kamala Harris was going to win, and I was fucking wrong.
Yeah, you were.
And
Deal with it.
I'm man enough to admit that.
Okay, granted.